Live from WOWT, this is a First Alert 6 weather day.
And good evening, everyone. Good late evening, everyone. As Nick Weig here with you as we are tracking some storms that we expected to pop up tonight that now are popping up across the metro area. Nothing severe right now, but is producing a fair amount of lightning, and we're monitoring the potential for some at least some small hail in parts of the area tonight as the first wave of some strong to severe thunderstorms makes its way through our area. Let's go right to the radar for you. First Alert Radar Live showing you those storms now over the Ralston, Millard, and La Vista areas. Right now you see some of the lightning strikes that we've seen. We've been seeing them on our cameras here throughout the Omaha metro as this storm approaches from the south. This is the main storm right now in our area, but others have been popping up. As we zoom out, you can see some clusters around the Lincoln area, already over in near Oakland in the Iowa, between Oakland and the Missouri Valley. But this is the one we're keeping an eye on for any potential of some strong wind gusts or potentially large to moderate hail that we got to keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and back out here real quick, and I'll show you the bigger picture here because we do have a larger complex that's largely going to move south of the metro area tonight, but we are going to be keeping an eye on additional development throughout the evening and overnight hours as this complex continues to push through the area and could produce a pretty bumpy night for some people here in the Missouri River Valley. So want to reiterate, though, right now we just have a minimal or marginal risk for severe weather, Category 1. We don't expect any widespread severe weather during the overnight hours. It's highly unlikely we're going to see a watch issued, but we could see an isolated warning or two as some of these storms pop up and do have the capability of producing hail in excess of 1 inch in diameter. In fact, as we take a look right now, we're not really seeing much in the way of hail from any of these storms right now. That's the good news, because earlier we did get a report as this complex was moving through northeast Kansas. We did get a report of 1 inch hail in Corning, emergency management reporting that just about an hour and a half ago. But again, that's the only report, so that's the good news so far as we continue to monitor this system as it moves through. Let's go back now to live First Alert radar. We'll zoom in here on the metro, and we'll go ahead and come out and we'll give you an idea of what we're looking at here. This is just one of our live cameras that we're monitoring tonight. I want to take you out to another one that we have and show you what we're monitoring right now. We are getting some rain beginning to fall, and also some pretty good lightning. There you see a little bit of a flash there as it starts entering the metro. So if you're a light sleeper and you can't really go to bed when it's a little noisy outside, it might be a bit of a rough night, unfortunately, but we're going to make sure that you know at least what's going on in your area and have the radar up and running for you when we need to. So we're going to continue to monitor this. Let's go ahead and go back to our live radar here, and you can see how quickly this storm is moving through and into the metro area now. Let's go ahead and zoom in here, and you can see exactly where it is. There's another lightning strike near Ralston, up into the Boys Town area. Some heavy rain showers moving in, and really keeping an eye on how this traverses through. It is moving at a good clip. That's the good news. So it's not going to be an all-night washout, but we could see additional showers and thunderstorms developing throughout the overnight hours. So we could see round after round of thunderstorms, and all do have the capability of possibly producing especially a little bit of hail, but no widespread severe weather is expected. Again, this appears to be more of a nuisance situation tonight with a very low threat of severe weather. But again, something we're keeping an eye on as we move through these late evening to overnight hours across the area. So again, this is the main area of concern we have right now, just these moderate to heavy showers and thunderstorms moving through the metro area. Again, no severe weather. There is a minimal hail threat tonight, but we're not overly concerned about that right now as we continue to move through the hours. But it is a possibility, and I know a lot of people are going to be awake. If they can't sleep through these storms, they're going to be noisy, and so that's why we wanted to at least give you an opportunity to see what's going on and know right to the second where these storms are in relation to you. So let's go ahead and zoom in here again into the metro, and you'll see where this is kind of moving in. There you see Pacific Street, Western Avenue, South 72nd Street. Let me see if I can get my... Nope. There we go. So there you see South 72nd, Regency Parkway, 680 right there, and then just over here is Boys Town, where you can see some of that heavier stuff moving in right now. Let's go ahead and I'm going to switch over to one of our live cameras right now. And there you see just some of the traffic coming through the area right now. I believe this is at Children's, Nebraska. Excuse me. And you can see the rain on the ground there. You've seen the flashes of lightning as well. So if you want to fix that camera a little bit, there we go. So you can kind of see what we're dealing with here. Let's back out the radar a little bit so you can get a better view of that while we're on here. And again, actually, let's just take it out full here for you. There you can see what we're dealing with again. And right now, the biggest threat is the potential for some small hail, but really right now, the main thing we're concerned about is just disrupted sleep, as these do carry a fair amount of lightning with them, and we're seeing quite a bit of that on our various cameras here across the metro area. In fact, let me go out to, this is 144th and Dodge. This is a live look right now, and you see the drops on the camera there. As the rain continues to fall, the lightning continues to flash as these storms continue to move further into the metro area. Again, this is at 144th and Dodge. And we may spin that camera around here eventually and get a better look at what we're dealing with here. I'm going to switch right now to our camera here at the Blackstone so you can get an idea of what we're seeing here. And I believe we're looking west. Yeah, we're looking west here. You see the lightning flashes as those storms are moving in closer to the downtown area. Excuse me. And really beginning to bear down on the area. Again, right now we don't have any indication of any severe weather, just kind of a bumpy thunderstorm moving through right at bedtime for many people. Not ideal, I know, but unfortunately that's what we're dealing with right now. We're going to go back to our live first alert radar now. And there you can see that complex moving through the area. I'm going to go ahead and pan out, and you can see some additional development to the south here, west of Plattsmouth, further down between Omaha and Lincoln. We're seeing several more complexes beginning to develop, and we're going to continue to see that, it looks like, through the rest of the overnight hours. Let's back out here. There you see we do have a new warning now in central Kansas near Salina, but right now the main issue we're dealing with is just some general thunderstorms, loud thunderstorms that are pushing through the area, and we're monitoring that additional development that we're seeing right now over much of the area. I'm just checking some of our cameras here. Okay, we're going to show you a little bit of what we're seeing here. This is from the Blackstone camera, looking west from downtown Omaha. And we'll back out here and switch back to live radar here and zoom in on the metro, and there you can see that storm moving in rather quickly. Hopefully be out of here soon, but there are more behind it that we're going to be contending with over many hours tonight. There you see downtown Omaha. Heaviest right now over the South Omaha area, north of Ralston, in between there and Boys Town. Irvington, if you're in that area, the heaviest stuff is about to hit you. As we're seeing more lightning strikes, I'm going to take those off here for a minute just so you can get a better look at the radar here in the metro. Excuse me. There you see Carter Lake. Kind of in the calm there right now, but you see Pacific Street right now in the thick of it, especially west of the downtown area. Again, we're looking west from the Blackstone here on our live camera, and just kind of giving you a better look at what's happening out there. I'm going to try and zoom in a little more. I know we're in a little box there, but there you see downtown Omaha. Interstate 80 towards the bottom with South Omaha, and you see that heavy band that's pushing kind of to the northeast right now as we're seeing the rain just begin to pick up here in the downtown area as we see more drops collecting on the camera there. Let's take a closer look at that here for a moment. See some of the lightning that we're seeing out there. Fortunately, still no indications of any hail with any of this. That's the good news, but it is something that we're going to be monitoring through the overnight hours as this complex moves through. And this is really kind of a dress rehearsal for us, as the greater threat of severe weather will come tomorrow afternoon, where we, depending on the timing, if things can get going in the afternoon, we could see a relatively significant severe weather event here in eastern Nebraska. If things don't get going until late afternoon, early evening, it's probably going to be pushing well out of our area by then, and we're not going to see a lot in the way of severe weather. We're going to see some wind, but we're not going to really see a lot in the realm of severe weather with that. Let's go back out now live to First Alert radar, and you can see the heaviest pockets there right along South 72nd Street near Underwood Avenue, North 72nd Street right there. And there you see what could be at least a core of some pretty heavy rainfall, good downpour. I don't believe we're getting any indication of hail in that area. We are not, so that is the good news. No hail, so that is the good news. Just for now, maybe some grapple or some small pellets of ice, but other than that, just very, very brief, heavy downpour if you fall under those purple areas right there along Highway 6 and South 72nd Street here in Omaha. All right, we're going to back out the radar now and give you a look at the greater metro area. You see another heavy pocket here over off of 80 and South 10th Street, right near that 80-480 interchange, kind of hugging the river right there. And then we do have another complex, another cell south of Boys Town moving into the area, and that will affect western portions of the metro as we continue it through the next 30 to 45 minutes, I'd say. These storms are moving at a pretty good clip, but there will be round after round, it looks like, at least for a little while. These aren't going to be really pushing through. That's something we'll see with tomorrow's potential for severe weather. Is once it develops, I think it'll move pretty quickly through the area, but we'll be contending with that at that time. There, we're backing out the radar a little more, kind of getting a look at what's to the south of us. You see here east of Lincoln, more development also moving into southwest Iowa, up from Missouri, Shenandoah, in line for some pretty strong showers and thunderstorms there as well. And if we take a look, I'm going to pop the lightning back on for just a moment. Oops, there we go. And you can see really all of these storms now producing a fair amount of lightning, especially some of them that have just begun to pop up southeast of Lincoln. Those are really getting going now. And so we'll have to kind of monitor this situation of kind of a pulse kind of situation where these storms will kind of rapidly develop, may have the potential of producing some small to moderate sized hail, maybe up to an inch in diameter, and then they kind of lose their steam and rain themselves out. That's kind of what we've been seeing with a lot of them. So just kind of pulsing up, pulsing down, but seeing round after round of this is the potential for that is pretty good over the next several hours, as you see the rain beginning to block our view on the camera there. let's widen things out to give you a bigger picture of what's going on tonight. You see that big complex of showers and thunderstorms making its way through southeast Nebraska, southwest Iowa, northwest Missouri as well. We do have additional storms beginning to develop further to the south and west. You see that severe thunderstorm warning in Kansas right now. We'll take a closer look at that. So that warning is does not include Salina, but areas west of there, right along I-70. And again, it looks like the primary threat of these storms could be some brief, strong, gusty winds, but large hail is what we've seen. The only reported severe weather we've received south of our area was a 1-inch hail report in northeast Kansas. So that's what we're looking at right now. Again, the threat tonight overall is low. You see the entire area under a minimal or category 1 risk for severe weather. Not expecting any watches to be issued, not expecting any serious organization with these storms, but just the potential of a brief pop-up of excuse me, of some stronger hail-producing storms, maybe a brief wind gust or two. The main event, though, will be tomorrow afternoon, and this is what we're keeping an eye out on as we move through tomorrow. Back this out, you can see Omaha, Lincoln, back to Concordia. That's where the slight risk exists, and then we have this enhanced risk where we do expect a little bit more organized severe weather outbreaks, still kind of scattered, but that could kind of push into our area just a little bit, depending on the timing of these storms. The real uncertainty is when things are going to get going tomorrow afternoon. The earlier it gets going, the more of a problem it's going to be for the greater Omaha area here in Nebraska and Iowa. So that's what we're going to be monitoring tomorrow afternoon. Tonight, however, we're just keeping an eye on hopefully just some garden variety thunderstorms with the potential of producing a hail report or two through the overnight hours. Let's go ahead and go back to live First Alert radar now, and you can see those storms continuing to push through the area. New development now near Shenandoah, producing a fair amount of lightning. We'll come back here into the metro area, and you can see what we're dealing with. Fair amount of lightning there. I'm going to turn those off because those get pretty big when you zoom in. But already we're seeing some of these cells kind of lose their steam a little bit, and fortunately in the process haven't produced any large hail. So that's the good news. But again, this is something we're going to be keeping an eye on through the rest of the night. Again, if you have any, if there's anything you see out there that you want to let us know about, you can let us know in the comment section on Facebook or in our live chat on YouTube as well. We're going to be keeping an eye on that. Did just get a report from one of our off-duty staffers of some hail near 69th and Dodge. Did she say pea-sized hail? So not severe, shouldn't do any damage, but it might just add to the noise. Again, 69th and Dodge, we did get a report from one of our colleagues of pea-sized hail a short time ago. We'll come in a little tighter here so you can kind of see the area we're talking about here. Again, so right now, just getting some reports of some pea-sized hail in the metro area, 69th and Dodge. Nothing that should cause any major problems to property, but certainly you may hear it if you come under it. And actually, there you go. We are getting a bit of a very small hail core just along the Missouri River now. South of 680. And another one, oops. We're getting some scattered pockets of some hail cores, very, very small. Nothing that we should be concerned about producing any significant damage as it's pushing through the metro area. But certainly, if you're just waking up, had gotten to bed, it probably woke you up between that and the thunder out there. Because certainly when that hail falls, it can ping off just about everything pretty loudly. But again, right now, just a decent-sized thunderstorm moving through the area, but no real concern of any significant severe weather. Just wanted to pop on tonight, as obviously many of you may be just waking up and wondering what's going on or when this is going to be over. I wish I could tell you that, but we could see storms throughout the evening and overnight hours tonight for several hours. And right now we don't expect any of them to become significantly severe, but there is the potential of some larger hail. And that's what we're going to be keeping an eye out for right now. Let's bring you back out live here to the Blackstone, and we're going to pull that up full here for just a moment as we're getting kind of a clear image now as the storm is beginning to pass over the downtown area and not really picking anything up. That's the good news. We've seen a fair amount of lightning. That's to be expected. But other than that, the good news is if you're a heavy sleeper, I don't think you're going to have any problems tonight. But if thunder generally causes you to wake up, then you may be you may have some problems tonight. I'm sorry to say. Again, a short time ago, we did get a report of some pea-sized hail near 69th and Dodge. Obviously, that's not something that's really going to cause any major problems, but just kind of showing you how quickly these storms are popping up and producing some decent thunderstorms. But again, now moving well out of the downtown area, quickly off to the northeast. That's the good news. Unfortunately, for those of you in the metro and beyond, we do have several other clusters of showers and thunderstorms setting up for tonight. Could push to the east here relatively early, but we could see additional development later tonight. That's the bad news. The good news is we don't expect any major severe weather out of this tonight. We could see some moderate to large hail, possibly up to 1 inch in diameter, but otherwise it's just going to be a fair amount of thunder, a fair amount of rain, and just kind of a precursor of what's to come possibly tomorrow afternoon with the next round. Again, as we back out here, let's take you to our loop here on First Alert radar. You can see much of the complex already pushing east of the Omaha area. We could see additional development later tonight. Some of the models have been hinting at that. In fact, let me see if our new run is in. I don't believe it is. And some of our short-range models are saying that we could see some additional development, a little more widespread, especially between midnight and 2 tonight. That's something that we'll be keeping an eye on as storms continue to kind of bubble up just about everywhere across the upper Midwest here. The main show tonight, what everybody in the weather world is focusing on, is in the Kansas to Texas panhandle area, where we have had some confirmed tornadoes, some very large hail, and that is kind of these two complexes you see in along the Kansas-Oklahoma border and then over by Oklahoma and the Texas panhandle. These have been the main shows tonight that have had a history of producing severe weather, including tornadoes. I've not gotten any official word on damage yet, but hopefully everybody in that area is able to stay safe. Again, tonight, the risk looks relatively minor, very minimal. We could see a pop-up severe thunderstorm at some point tonight or early in the morning, but we don't expect anything widespread, don't expect any major damaging conditions. Tomorrow, we will have to take a closer look, because as you see here, the risk is elevated in some areas, but we do have an isolated or slight risk for the Omaha and Lincoln metro areas, and this is really going to come down to timing and when these storms get going. If they get going, especially closer to 3 or 4, we could have a lot of problems in the Omaha metro area. area. If they don't get going until 6 or 7, then it's far more likely that these storms will already be past us and we won't see a lot in the way of any severe weather outbreaks. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to share those in our comment section on Facebook, or you can also check in with us on YouTube. We are streaming there as well, and we're going to keep streaming through the night just to give you a look at what's going on out there. Let's go back now to live First Alert radar for you, and we'll see all of the complexes that have developed. Lightning really beginning to pick up in many of those areas. Let's come back here, really beginning to quiet down here in the metro area. As you can see, storms now moving off to the north and east. We do still have some residual storms out there right now, but right now I think Omaha, much of the metro now is going to get a break, at least for now. But as you look just to our south, here's another cell right along I-80 south of Gretna, excuse me, that will be pushing through the area probably within the next hour or so. So that is going to be the next one that we're keeping our eyes on as we continue to move through the evening hours. We did have Travis comment on YouTube, why are the sirens on in Florence? I wish I could tell you if that is the case. What I can tell you generally from my knowledge of sirens is that they're not tornado sirens like we were used to when we were younger. They are outdoor warning sirens in many cases. So they're not necessarily blowing them because there's a tornado or very dangerous weather, that they're blowing them because they need people to seek shelter. I'm not sure if there may have been another reason or if it may have been an error, but there was no warning in effect, no major severe weather threatening right now. But if that did happen, that's obviously not going to be welcome by many people who are trying to get some sleep tonight. Seeing a lot of you commenting on Facebook. I apologize for not getting to these sooner. But yeah, getting more people asking about sirens. I don't know why the sirens would have sounded. If it's possible it was for something other than the weather. The weather, I don't think, should have triggered anything like this. Again, there are no warnings. We've had one report of some pea-sized hail in the metro area. That's not severe. So I wish I had more for you on that. Maybe that's something we can get a hold of somebody tomorrow to find out what exactly happened there. I see Alyssa said sirens still in North Omaha, right? It didn't seem windy. I'm a bit confused and the sirens woke me up. Alyssa, I don't know why the sirens were going off unless it was for another reason, and I'm not sure what that would have been. But again, I don't believe it would have anything to do with what's happening tonight with the weather. These are some decent thunderstorms, but no major severe weather that we can find happening right now. I want to thank everybody that's joining us. If you're with us because still getting some of you saying that the sirens keep going off in North Omaha. Lindsay just saying sirens by Ponca Hills. Yeah, I apologize. I'm unfortunately new to the area, so some of my colleagues here inform me this has been a problem in the past as well. McDonald, Evan, I think you just said that too. I feel like last year they had issues with the siren. They must have not fixed it. Yeah, so if any of you would like to send us an email and talk to us about this, we may want to talk to you tomorrow and maybe we can get some answers for you. Sirens going off in Florence area, can hear them near Martin Avenue. Yeah, Amy, not sure what's going on. The sirens should not be going off for weather right now, as we do have another complex coming through. But again, none of this is severe. I want to stress that none of this that we're seeing tonight is severe. It could at times reach severe or just near severe limits, but that's not the case right now. Right now, it's just some nuisance storms to people who are trying to sleep. And I want to thank everybody who's commenting and letting us know about this problem. Well, unfortunately, there's not really anybody we can get a hold of right now, but we'll certainly try and get some answers for you tomorrow, because sirens may be needed tomorrow for outdoor warning systems. Jeanette, 30th and State sirens have been going off for 10 minutes. I swear they go off anytime there is a little bit of a storm. Yeah. I am not familiar with it. I'm new to the area, of course. I come from Iowa, but I have heard of this issue in other parts of the country where for some reason there's some automated system that may not be working, or what the problem might be. But that's something we'll certainly investigate tomorrow. And yeah, if anybody can let me know when they hear these sirens, hopefully stop. I would imagine it's not just you that's hearing it, but it's the people in charge of it. So hopefully they can do something about it sooner rather than later. We'll try and get some answers for you, hopefully before the next round moves through tomorrow afternoon. So again, we are keeping an eye on these storms for you tonight, and we will keep the radar and everything going for you. But unfortunately, don't really have an answer for you when it comes to the sirens going off. I wish I had something for you on that, but we're just trying to figure out why that would be going on. And unfortunately, it's not a great hour to be getting a hold of people, but we will certainly have to do that in the morning. And see if we can figure out what's going on here. Let's go ahead and back out and go back to the loop here to give you an idea of what else is going on further away. You can see the main complex here pushing through southwest Iowa, northwest Missouri. We're kind of on the tail end of it over here in Nebraska. But again, some of the models are indicating we could see additional development through much of the viewing area over the next 1 to 3 hours, and that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on. And it will carry the potential of briefly producing some hail. We could see an isolated thunderstorm warning, or we may not, but they will still pack a good downpours, potentially some small pea-sized hail, and of course that lightning and that thunder that may keep many of you awake. Again, as we look at the risk for tonight, not really much to be concerned about. Just the fact that there's going to be thunderstorms overnight could produce briefly some hail up to 1 inch in diameter. But the main concern for us, and we plan on being back on if needed tomorrow afternoon, if things can get going, especially earlier in the afternoon, we could have some problems in the metro area and in eastern Nebraska. If things don't get going till much later in the afternoon or early evening, the system's largely going to be east of us, and so that would be kind of sparing us of what may happen tomorrow as that stuff pushes further to the east into Missouri and Iowa. So that is what we're going to be keeping an eye on tomorrow. Taking a look at the hail out there, or the potential hail out there right now, just some small pockets we're picking up of some small hail embedded in some of these showers and thunderstorms you see kind of south of Missouri Valley and down by Plattsmouth as well. These little gray globs you see on the map there, those are areas of potential small hail. But again, nothing that we're seeing right now that's reaching severe limits. Again, no official storm reports. We did get one of our staffers that called in and reported a pea-sized hail as the storm moved through 69th and Dodge. The only severe report remotely close to us was in northeast Kansas, where they reported 1 inch diameter hail in Corning as this complex was pushing through. But right now, the immediate concern is what's to come over the next 1 to 3 hours and whether we're going to see additional development here in the metro. We'll go ahead and go back to live First Alert radar here and get an update on what we're seeing. You see this latest complex that's about to move through the metro area, or is already moving through the metro area, I should say. South Omaha hit again. Another good downpour near Ralston over by 275 and I-80. And we're hopefully going to see the stronger storms kind of lose their punch, but that's what we've been seeing out of all of this is as they pop up, they kind of lose their punch as they push off to the northeast. But the concern is that we're going to continue to see development through the late evening and overnight hours as we do still have the potential of maybe seeing a storm or two produce hail up to 1 inch in diameter. But again, the main concern tonight is the lightning, the thunder, the rain, and possibly some pea-sized hail. And, you know, if you're a light sleeper like I am, that's just going to wake you up. And So hopefully we can at least give you something to watch if you want to know when this is going to get out of your area, and hopefully give you a break so you can get some sleep before the day tomorrow. But we wanted to make sure that you had the live radar available to you here on our platforms, as well as on our 24/7 channel, and excuse me, on our website. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up full here for you so you can get a better look at it. I apologize if I'm missing your comments. We're having a little trouble getting those to come into our system, so I do apologize for that. It is working on YouTube, but I'm trying to manually look through your comments on Facebook. Krista, you asked a few minutes ago, was this the only round coming through tonight? It's possible. The models are kind of hit or miss on whether this is it or we're going to see more development through the overnight hours. If we see more development through the overnight hours, and that is something that we could see continue for some time tonight into the early morning hours. Some of the models even still have showers and thunderstorms in our area when First Alert 6 daybreak gets underway tomorrow morning. So some concern about that, but again, we don't expect most of these storms to really reach severe limits, if at all. But they, of course, like any thunderstorm, especially at night, they're going to be noisy, and that's going to be the main problem that we're dealing with tonight. Hannah, I saw you comment, I hope they don't run all night again this time. That sucked. Again, I'm new to the area, so I can't imagine what that's like. That's got to be terrible. So I assume by your comment that they are, and I guess everyone watching can chime in the comments. Are you still hearing the sirens right now? And if you are, where? If you can, please share that with us and see if we can piece this together tomorrow. Destiny, tornado concerns for tonight or tomorrow? Tonight, no. I would say it is as close to zero as you can get in probabilities. You can never say never, but no, I don't expect to see any tornadoes tonight or tomorrow or through the overnight hours. Tomorrow afternoon is going to be a bigger question. Tomorrow afternoon there is kind of a low scale tornado threat, but the issue is what we're talking about is we just can't quite put a pinpoint on when these storms are going to develop. That's usually one of the hardest things. We can generally know where they're going to be and when they're going to be, but it's that initiation that's always the big question. And if things can get going maybe closer to mid-afternoon tomorrow, then we may have several hours of a severe weather threat in the greater metro area. But if things don't get going till closer to dinner time or in the evening hours, most of this will already be east of our area, and it will be very short-lived in our neck of the woods. So yeah, there's a potential for a tornado or two tomorrow. The main threat is going to be well to our south and east, but all modes of severe weather are possible. I think tomorrow will probably carry a bigger risk of wind than tonight. Tonight, I think, is mainly a potential for some borderline severe hail, and then, of course, that lightning out there that we've got to keep our eye out for. Matt says thunder is loud near weeping water. Yeah, you know, when you get those cloud to ground strikes, those CG strikes that we, pop it back up here on the radar. I apologize, they're so big, but when you get those and you see a cluster of them together, like what you see right here south of the metro area, that is a sign of some good energy in that thunderstorm. And again, if anybody's hearing or seeing any hail, please let us know. We would love to hear from you. I'm going to go ahead and let's switch out to, let's see what camera I got here. This is the Blackstone here downtown. I'm going to go ahead and zoom our radar in here so you can get a better look at the metro. There you see that heavier storm just pushing over towards between downtown and Council Bluffs right along the river. We're actually looking west right now. I may swing that camera around here in just a moment. Let's see if I can get that done here for you. Let's see what we got here. Okay, we're gonna swing this camera around here, and there you see some of the lightning. This is looking east from the Blackstone here in downtown Omaha, and you can see some of that lightning out there with that heavier storm system that we're watching. Again, no warnings right now, no severe weather, but we have gotten some reports of some pea-sized hail with some of these thunderstorms, and unfortunately we're hearing from many of you about sirens going off. Rachel, huge downpour in southwest Iowa. Yeah, I think southwest Iowa is really seeing the bulk of this complex, this first complex moving through. Holly, just joining. Holly, thanks for joining us. Any tornado threats for tonight, and how high for tomorrow in Council Bluffs? Holly, I'd say no real significant tornado threat tonight. I think the main threat tonight would be just some heavy downpours and some small hail, possibly up to 1 inch in diameter. But so far, we've only gotten reports of pea-sized hail in the area. And then as for tomorrow, yes, there is a threat of tornadoes tomorrow, but again, it's really going to depend on the timing of when these storms get going, because we're kind of on the northwest side of what we expect to see. And so if the storms can get going around mid-afternoon, then I think the threat's a little bit greater for our area. If the storms don't get going till closer to dinner time or after, I think it's going to be well off to our east by then. So that's kind of the indication. There's some decent agreement about that with the models right now. The disconnect with them right now is that timing, and so that's what we're trying to figure out. We also have some models tonight that say this complex we're dealing with right now is going to push through, and the rest of the night will be quiet. We have others that say actually we're going to see more development here over the next couple of hours. Again, we don't expect any major severe weather overnight, but of course, if you're a light sleeper, it's not going to be the most ideal sleeping conditions for you through the overnight hours. All right, here's a live look outside of the Blackstone as the lightning and the rain is picking up here downtown. Again, if anybody can let us know what's going on with those sirens. Have the sirens turned off, everyone? Are they still going? Have they come back on? Please let us know, because we'd love to hear what's going on with the siren situation. Again, this is actually live at the coming from the Blackstone. We're looking east-southeast right now, over towards one of the heavier cells that we're monitoring. You see the lightning picking up here downtown as that cell is pushing through the area. And we have more showers and thunderstorms pushing through the metro area. Let's go ahead and back out and getting some good thunder here downtown now. Let's go ahead and take a look at live first alert radar. There you see some of the heavier cells now pushing through the heart of Omaha, with the heaviest stuff right now actually on the east side of Council Bluffs, kind of tracking up I-80 in southwest Iowa. Let's take a look at the larger situation we're dealing with tonight, and you can see here, let's take this off so it's a little easier to see. There we go. You can see this complex largely missing eastern Nebraska, pushing into southwest Iowa, Shenandoah, Red Oak, eventually Harlan, Atlantic. Also, you're going to get in on this. But what we're seeing more development back here that I think largely is going to miss the Omaha area. But the question is, are we going to see more development to our west? And some of the models are indicating that that's something that we're going to see happen between now and 2 o'clock. And so we want to keep an eye on that, because there could be a scattered severe thunderstorm or two that we'll be dealing with. But mainly, I just wanted to get the radar up live for you guys. So if you're trying to get some sleep and you just can't get to sleep, at least you can keep an eye on what's going on out there. Okay, so Jackson, Cindy, sounds like sirens are off. I hope everyone can confirm the sirens are off. So if you can get to sleep, great. Jack said they were on for over 20 minutes straight. It's not ideal, and I can understand the frustration with that. Ryan, pea-sized hail in Bellevue. Pea-sized hail in Bellevue. Ryan, thanks for that report. We appreciate it. And that's going to be probably the most common issue we're dealing with tonight is pea-sized hail. We could see slightly bigger hail, upwards to the size of maybe nickels or a quarters. And once you get to that quarter size, 1 inch diameter, that's when it is deemed to be severe criteria and large enough to possibly cause some damage, some dents, some dings, things like that. So hopefully we can get through the night without seeing anything like that. All right, let's zoom back in here as we see this latest complex kind of starting to move out of the area, but yet again, here we see south of Gretna, another cell that is developed and is making its way up to the north and east. So that is going to be the next one we keep an eye out for over the next hour or two. And then further to the south, let's go ahead and zoom out here. We're watching this new development back here and just exactly how expansive it gets. Hopefully this stuff can push through quickly and we can be done with it for the night, but it's possible we could see additional showers and thunderstorms through the next several hours if we do see additional development over the next several hours. And that is what we're going to be monitoring tonight. Megan, sirens going strong near Ponca Hills. Well, darn. Boy, I am sorry about that. That's got to be tough. Sirens still going strong near Ponca Hills. Other people said the sirens have gone off in their areas, so at least that's good. But keep us posted. We'd love to hear what's going on with that. And as some of our crews come in, hopefully we can get some answers for you. Homero says, got some nickel-sized hail by the zoo. Yeah, so that is considered a 0.88 inch diameter hail. That used to be considered severe, but it is not anymore. So I guess the good news is we're not reaching that just yet. But again, unconfirmed report there from Homero of nickel-sized hail. Michelle, sirens have stopped in Florence. Well, that's good if you're in the Florence area. So Michelle, very happy for you if you're able to get some sleep. Jeanette, sirens still going near 30 State. Yeah, not really sure what's going on there. I tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to pop off of here for a second, and we are going to leave the radar up for you to see. And I'm going to see if I can get some answers for you, and I will be back with you here in just a few minutes.
Live from WOWT, this is a
Sorry about that there. Nick Weig back with you here. Just seeing if we can get some answers for you on the sirens. Unfortunately, we're not getting anything just yet, but we are still working on that for you. Again, we're watching these strong thunderstorms pushing through the area right now, producing a fair amount of lightning right now in the Omaha area. So if it's not the sirens keeping you up, it's the thunder. I do apologize for that. Sirens, Megan, and I'm not sure where you're commenting from, but you said the sirens there have stopped finally. That's great news. Hopefully they can get all of those sirens off sooner rather than later. Hopefully we can have at least a little bit of a quieter night, although I'm not sure if the weather is going to be cooperating with that hope tonight. Let's go ahead and zoom in here on the metro area and give you a look at what we're dealing with. And we're kind of on the backside of the second cell that has pushed through the area late tonight. Getting a lot of thunder here downtown still, and we do have more cells to the south that are kind of gaining steam that we're going to be keeping an eye out on. Let's take a look at this one down southeast of Gretna. And not seeing any hail in that one just yet, but still seeing some pockets of hail further to the north here. I'm going to go ahead and move this up here. And you can see some areas of possible hail. We have had those reports from some of you of penny to, or excuse me, from pea to nickel-sized hail out there. And fortunately, that is not generally big enough to cause any damage problems. So that's the good news there. Let's back out here again and kind of get a look at the bigger picture for you. And you can see much of this, the bulk of this is just kind of hugging the Omaha area and then areas to the south and east in northwest Missouri, southwest Iowa, and some more scattered showers and thunderstorms to our south. We're still kind of keeping an eye out for whether or not we're going to see any additional development tonight. Some of the models are indicating we're going to get more thunderstorms over the next 2 to 3 hours at least. Some are saying that maybe we'll be done with this in a couple of hours. I would prefer the latter, obviously, because we'd all like to get some sleep. But yeah, it's just going to be kind of a nuisance. If you can't sleep through storms, it's going to be a little bumpy. If you love the storms and it helps you sleep, then this is the night for you. Cindy, it was quiet for a minute in Bellevue, but it seems to be picking up again. I'm assuming you're talking about the storms and not not the sirens. Yeah, so just round after round kind of moving through right now. And yeah, you had a break there in Bellevue, but you do have another one coming in here shortly, and plenty of lightning with that one as well. So that's just going to kind of be the pattern here over the next couple of hours, and then whether or not that continues into the early morning hours, we're going to have to wait and see. As the last models that I took a look at were still indicating that we could see additional development over the next 1 to 3 hours. One of the updated rounds here still showing heavier storms in the area all the way up to close to sunrise. Hopefully that is not the case, but we will be keeping an eye on that. I'm just going to check real quick here one of the other short-range models and see if it's going to give us any idea of what to expect for tonight. I wish I could pull these up for you. I don't have them on the right computer. I'm just kind of taking a quick look at them. Yeah, so it's still kind of dependent on which model here you're looking at, but still some indications that we could see some additional development here, especially between now and 2 or 3 o'clock this morning, and then possibly getting a break here in the metro area with maybe some scattered showers in the morning. And then the big question is, what is the atmosphere going to do tomorrow? Is it going to be able to destabilize yet again? And does that mean that we're going to be dealing with another round of showers and thunderstorms and a better chance of severe weather tomorrow afternoon? That's the concern right now, and that is also up in the air. If things can get going earlier in the day, closer to maybe 3 o'clock, then we could have some problems with severe weather here in the metro. If things kind of hold off till dinner time or after, then there's a much better chance that we're going to be in the clear for any of that severe weather. Ryan asking, any idea what the winds miles per hour will be? There could be some gusts, but we haven't had any reports anywhere near us of any winds approaching severe limits of around, I think, 60, 62 miles an hour. So there could be some downbursts and some gusts with some of these thunderstorms, especially as they're kind of falling apart. But we don't expect any severe level wind with these storms as we move through the overnight hour. There will be a greater wind risk if we do get those severe thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon, but tonight I think the main risk is just some brief heavy downpours, a lot of lightning, and some small to 1 inch diameter hail in the strongest of storms that we see tonight. Okay, let's see if I can find us another camera here. Okay, let's take a look here at Cam 5. We got to get Cam 5 in here. All right, this is a live look. We're looking towards the south and east from... Oh, apologize for that graphic. That graphic is not correct. This is coming from Children's, Nebraska, here in the metro. And you can see that rain is continuing to fall across the area. It had a bit of a break. Now we got another line coming in. We're seeing more lightning on the cameras yet again as that is beginning to move through the area. There you see one of those strikes. It's kind of fascinating to watch it kind of ripple through all of the cameras that we have access to here in the metro. Coming back out here, let's zoom in now on the radar and see if we can get you a better look at exactly where that rain is falling. There you see Bellevue kind of getting into the thick of it yet again as another cell has kind of gained a little bit of steam there as it moves to the north. And then here in the metro, in the downtown area, we got a couple of pockets moving through with some heavy showers and thunderstorms. But again, right now, not getting any reports of any significant hail. I want to thank everybody who's been giving the reports of some of the smaller hail that we've seen tonight. We really appreciate it, and it's been a few minutes, so I thought it might be worth asking again. If anybody's still hearing the sirens, let us know where you are. Really hoping that those are off now for everybody. Blaine is asking, what are the chances of the cold front slowing down for tomorrow? Could the enhanced risk move up towards Omaha? Well, anything's possible. I think the bigger thing is how much instability we get, how much clearing we get after whatever happens tonight and tomorrow morning. And if we become more unstable, there's the potential that could kind of better fuel thunderstorms in our area. At this point, I wouldn't really worry about what risk we're in, and just acknowledge that there is a risk. And again, it's really going to come down to that timing. The timing is really going to be critical because as this front moves through, and if it moves through on the schedule that we expect it to, and at least the models are in agreement on that, the closer we are to 3 o'clock, the greater the risk of severe weather in our area. The closer we are to 6 or 7 o'clock, it decreases significantly. Alexis says more hail in Bellevue. Alexis, can you let us know how big that hail is? We've been getting a lot of reports of pea-sized hail, and that's unfortunately going to be pretty common tonight. Shouldn't do any damage, but obviously it's very noisy when it's smacking the side of your house. Cinnamon, will there be hail in Omaha? It is a possibility tonight, but the risk of it being large enough to cause any damage is low. So this is not a very strong system right now that's passing over our area, but it does have the potential, especially this time of year where there's a lot of cold air still aloft, of producing hail very easily, but not necessarily producing large hail that could cause significant damage. So let's switch over to live First Alert radar full here, and we're going to take a closer look at what's going on out there and see if we're getting any indications of any more development out there. Let's back it out here, and you can see, yeah, we're still seeing that line kind of south of Lincoln taking shape. So more scattered thunderstorms, almost kind of hugging I-80 between Lincoln and Omaha, and points east is where the complex continues to redevelop. There you see another cell popping up just south of Beatrice, and then really almost nothing once you get west of I-80 between Omaha and Lincoln, just a few scattered light showers, maybe some drizzle. So it seems to be that's kind of the dividing line right now. Some of the models have indicated that will change, and we will see more development closer to 2 o'clock this morning, so we will be monitoring for that. But right now, we're really just focused in on giving you a look at what's happening out there if, unfortunately, the storms are keeping you awake. Let's take a look at that storm down by Beatrice. There you see a lot of lightning with that one. We'll take that off here and just take a quick peek and see if we're getting any. Yeah, we're getting some small hail indications, maybe some closer to nickel-sized hail near Diller. But again, just these small pockets of pea to marble-sized hail embedded in these storms as they're popping up. Let's come back out over to Omaha and take a look at some of what we're dealing with here, because we keep getting reports from all of you of hail, especially in the Bellevue area. So let's take a look at what we're seeing here. And not really seeing much out of these storms right now. But that doesn't mean it's not out there. Pea-sized hail can develop pretty quickly. So certainly not refuting anybody's report, but fortunately not seeing any significant risk there of large hail, which is the good news. All right, let's come in tighter now to the metro area. We do have a strengthening storm here just west of the downtown area. There you see it, North 38, Highway 64, Leavenworth there. Approaching Hamilton. I don't think we had any indication of hail in this. We didn't. So that's some good news. But again, pea-sized hail can certainly happen. Morgan, Dundee area is getting hail. Again, thanks for the report. If you could let us know if you're able to see it even, how big it is. We have had several reports of pea-sized hail, a report of nickel-sized hail. So we are getting some hail out there. But again, the good news is so far it's all been below severe criteria. So we're not expecting much in the way of damage or major issues out there with this as it passes through. There you see the new scan as that storm moves. That's not what I wanted to do. As the storm's moving quickly off to the northeast, now approaching Carter Lake and the airport. There you see North 24th and 16th and 20th, and approaching the Missouri River bend there. So this is a cell that could have the potential of producing some pea-sized hail. Further to the south, let's go down towards Bellevue. You see those heavier pockets near town, just right over the Missouri River. And another one kind of rearing its ugly head down south of Papillion. And then as we back out, we still have more cells. There's one near Weeping Water. And further down towards Lincoln, there's more development back here that we're keeping an eye on as well. Again, as we back out here, this is the last hour, and you can see kind of the motion of these storms, and we're just kind of stuck there on a line here in Omaha and in the greater Lincoln area where these storms are just kind of redeveloping, re-popping up, and just producing round after round of thunderstorms with very little break. But again, I want to reiterate here as we zoom out, we are just under a minimal risk tonight of severe weather, just a minimal risk. That's the good news. I think right now the primary risk is going to be the chance for some very borderline severe criteria hail of 1 inch in diameter. We've already seen several reports below that, and it's stayed below that, which is the good news. But that is what we're going to be watching out for. Liz asking, is there going to be a tornado in Council Bluffs, Trainer, Carson? Tonight, no. I would say it's as close to zero as you can get for a tornado tonight. We will have to keep an eye out for tomorrow afternoon, especially after 4 p.m. That is when, if there is going to be a risk of tornadoes, that is going to be kind of the window that we're looking at, is around that dinner time or just before dinner time frame. So right now, as you see there on the map on the right side of your screen, that I think I may have accidentally, there we go. Just want to move that over for you. So you see that our viewing area there, that the minimal risk tonight. I think hail is the primary threat, and so far we're seeing a lot of hail, but nothing that's going to cause any damage. That's the good news. But as we move into tomorrow, this is where things get a little more dicey and also a little more questionable, because it's really going to come down to that timing. You see that slight or isolated Category 2 risk, including Omaha, Lincoln, Des Moines, to our east. This is where we're concerned about initial development that could include an isolated tornado, some large hail, and some strong gusty winds. But there's a finite window on this, because the storm system is going to be moving out of our area through the late afternoon and into the evening hours. And so if things get going closer to 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we may have some problems here in the metro area right around the evening commute. But if things don't get going till later, then it's going to greatly reduce the risk of severe weather here in the Omaha metro area. That's the hopeful news right now. So a little bit up in the air. You'll want to keep up to date on the latest forecast as we move through tomorrow before the afternoon, and we do plan to be back with you live streaming if that weather hits tomorrow afternoon. Again, right now, no watches are in effect anywhere near our area. The closest watch to Nebraska is way down in southern Kansas, where there's a severe thunderstorm watch, and tornado watches continue for portions of Oklahoma and Texas. We don't anticipate a watch tonight because there's really no indication that we're going to see any organized severe weather tonight out of any of these storms. Let's see here. Caleb had hail in Bellevue about 15 minutes ago. Another round just passed. Yeah, it's just round after round of this tonight, Caleb. And Stephen, hail in Papillion. Yeah, we were just looking at that. So not at all surprising. Even if we're not getting hail detection on the radar scans, it doesn't take much in these atmospheric conditions to produce, especially at this hour, to produce some small pea to marble-sized hail. And fortunately, so far, it sounds like that's all we're seeing, and hopefully it will continue that way, and we can just get through with a bit of a noisy night rather than anything that's going to cause any damage to any parts of the area. Let's go ahead and take a look again at the metro area here, and points to the east. There you see another pretty potent cell near Papillion, a lot of lightning embedded with that. And again, just getting very small pockets of potential hail. But again, pea-sized hail, not very easily picked up by radar. So we're getting a lot of reports of that. And expect that to continue. I don't expect it to get much larger tonight, but we are monitoring that possibility. Quinn, do we think the pressure system will dissipate before tomorrow evening? Likely not. I think the models have been, although they may disagree on the positioning and the timing, I think they all agree that this low pressure system will pick up in intensity and produce a pretty decent severe weather outbreak in other parts of the country. We could get in on a little bit of the tail edge of that once things really get going in the afternoon, but it's really going to come down to the timing. Again, 3, 4 o'clock, if things really get going, we're going to have a problem. 6, 7 o'clock, if things really get going, it should be already pushing out of our area. So that is going to be the big question mark tomorrow as to what impacts we're going to be seeing in the eastern Nebraska area. Liz, might be an odd question, but new to this weather, but by any chance would you know how bad the tornado would be? Again, I want to stress we don't expect any tornadoes tonight. We don't expect any tornadoes through the overnight hours. There is a low-end risk of tornadoes tomorrow afternoon. Now, if you're new to this, if you're new to severe weather and how we talk about it, what that means is we don't expect many tornadoes in our area, if any, tomorrow afternoon. And because you're under a risk of tornadoes doesn't mean there's going to be a tornado. So when you see a watch, that just means that the conditions are supportive of producing the conditions needed for severe weather or tornadoes. A warning even doesn't mean that there's a tornado. A tornado warning means that there is a development in the storm system that could be about to produce a tornado or has produced a tornado. So we will see a risk of tornadoes tomorrow, but it is on the low end, and I don't think that's going to be the primary concern for our area unless things really get going early. But again, I guess I would stress to you that it's nothing to be overly concerned about. It's something that it's good to keep tabs on, and we'll certainly throughout the day update our forecasts and bring you the very latest. We do plan on streaming if things get going again tomorrow as well. Quinn, thank you. Stay safe, y'all. Any prediction on if this tornado warning will continue as well? Yeah, so no, there is no tornado warning. If you're referring to the sirens, by all accounts, it appears that is an error. And if anyone is still hearing sirens, please let us know, by the way. I haven't heard anybody talking about it for a while, so I'm hoping that's good news. But sirens are not tornado sirens. I know that's been talked about, and obviously it's been used a lot in the media and entertainment, but generally sirens are used as outdoor warning sirens. So if there's a severe thunderstorm, they may sound them. The sirens are no longer for telling people to get in the basement because you're about to be hit by a tornado. The sirens are used to tell people who are outdoors and may not be paying attention to the weather that dangerous weather is approaching and you need to get indoors. So I hope that clears things up for you a little bit. But again, I think this may be a good dress rehearsal for us because I don't think this is the greatest risk for severe weather we're facing tomorrow, but it is something that we're going to be keeping a close eye on. And if you are new to this and you're kind of new to the terminology, hopefully we can help guide you through it, because obviously the advantage with streaming is we've got all the time in the world to talk about it, and we can run a little bit freer than we can on broadcast. Generally, we'll come on the air if the weather is very serious. We'll come on the air certainly if there's a tornado warning, but it's only in the very serious cases that we would stay on the air. But fortunately, streaming doesn't have all the programming concerns, so here we are, and hopefully we can continue to provide this service to all of you. I want to thank everybody, by the way, who's been joining us. Stephen says a tree in the park next to us just fell. Stephen, if you want to let us know where that was, certainly that can happen. Sometimes if the roots are weakened and then the ground gets softened by the rain, that can certainly happen. But fortunately, not expecting any major severe weather tonight. And hopefully, if that is the fact that the tree did fall, that it didn't cause any significant damage to any person or property in that area. All right, let's go back to First Alert live radar here. Let's take it full here, and we're going to just kind of get a look at, see, things are hopefully finally beginning to quiet up here in the downtown area, as this cell has really lost its punch, and everything seems to be kind of propagating to the east. But if we zoom further out, We're going to see these cells still causing some problems down to the south of us, very near I-80 down by Lincoln. And these continue to push off to the north and east, may or may not affect the Omaha area. The bigger question is, what are we going to see later tonight? I think that's the big question mark. And over the next couple hours, are we going to see additional development? So I think that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on as we move through these late evening and about to be early morning hours here in the Omaha area. So I think what I'm going to do here is I am going to leave the radar up here. We'll zoom it in a little bit so you can get a good look at what's going on here between Omaha and Lincoln. And I'm just going to leave this up, and we're going to take a bit of a break, and hopefully we will be back with you if need be, if additional storms begin to develop or we get some other rounds. But again, feel free to share anything you're seeing with us in the chat on YouTube, in the comments on Facebook. We'll try and keep an eye out for those. And again, if you're hearing any sirens, please let us know. Because we're going to try and get to the bottom of that, as unfortunately, again, new to the area, apparently this is a problem that has been going on. So unfortunately, it happened again tonight, and hopefully they can get that dealt with before we get another round, another potential round tomorrow afternoon. So for now, we'll leave the radar up, and we will join you back here as needed.
Live from WOWT, this is our First Alert 6 weather day.
And good morning now here in downtown Omaha. Nick Weig here with you as we are monitoring some showers and thunderstorms moving through the area this morning. Fortunately, no severe weather to report as of yet, and that threat, I would say, is easing off for the overnight hours tonight. But as we continue to move through, we're going to be monitoring these storms and any additional development that may take place. I did want to pop back on here and talk about the potential for severe weather later today. We do have an update from the Storm Prediction Center, and we're going to start there. But first, let's take a quick look at live First Alert radar. You see the northeast motion of the storms really everywhere east and south of I-80. Between Omaha and Lincoln in our area and southwest Iowa as they continue to roll through, producing small hail and some pretty vivid lightning out there as well. Let's go back to the live scans here. You can see some more thunderstorms pushing through the downtown Omaha area right now as we're hearing more thunder here at the studio. And other cells now approaching Bellevue, Plattsmouth, and then further to the south, still seeing more development down towards Tecumseh, Auburn, and Nebraska City. So that is continuing, and so far west of Omaha, west of Lincoln, has been relatively quiet, and hopefully it will stay that way, but we could see some more showers and thunderstorms popping up later on this morning. Now we need to get to, let's go ahead and throw this back into motion again, moving to the northeast and continuing that motion and hopefully exiting our area with no additional development. That's going to play a major role in what we see tomorrow. And we did just get an update from the Storm Prediction Center. This is now the update for this afternoon. And we're going to take a closer look at this here for you. You can see as we zoom in on our area here, you can see the minimal risk like we're dealing with right now upwards towards Sioux City down to Columbus and Grand Island. Lincoln, Beatrice, Omaha under the isolated or slight risk for severe weather. And then just to our south, far southeastern Nebraska, northwest Missouri, and southern Iowa under a scattered or moderate risk for severe weather. And again, this is for this afternoon and evening. Again, the big question mark with this is going to be the timing and whether or not this will play out the way that we think it's going to. So, as we've been saying, if things can get going as early as, say, 3 or 4 o'clock, the risk for the Omaha area, the Lincoln area, will be greater. But if things don't get going to closer to 6 or 7 o'clock, that threat may already be east of us. So just getting a look at this new outlook from the Storm Prediction Center, taking a look at what it says here. The greatest potential for a couple of strong tornadoes later today and large hail will be well to our south in the Oklahoma-Kansas area, as well as Arkansas and Missouri. Just looking for the parts that are about us. Warm front will push rapidly north across the upper Midwest during the day. A complex forecast scenario will exist today. Multiple areas of severe potential, some highly conditional. We would certainly be one of those places where it's highly conditional. Bouts of thunderstorms are probable across Iowa and vicinity, with both Boeing structures and supercells producing wind, hail, and perhaps a tornado. Additional storms are expected along the warm front to our east. Another focused area is in Texas, conditional, Kansas. So not really mentioning Nebraska at all in here, but that is not surprising as we're kind of on the area that really could see severe weather if things get going earlier. So not much of a change from the outlook that we saw yesterday for today, for Friday, but little tweaks to the forecast risk areas, but not much. So again, a slight or isolated Category 2 risk for areas including Des Moines, Omaha, Lincoln, Beatrice, Creston, down to St. Joseph along that I-29 corridor upwards to just south of Omaha. That is where a greater moderate, enhanced or scattered risk of severe weather is possible. And really this comes down to probabilities, as it is more probable for storms to get going in time for that orange area to see more organized severe weather. But the timing is very suspect for us here in Omaha and down towards Lincoln because it needs to happen sooner. And so because of that, the probabilities for severe weather are lower. Not zero by any stretch of the imagination. Certainly there is a potential to see all modes of severe weather tomorrow. But again, that window for the metro area is going to be rather short. Let's take you out live right now. This is Children's, Nebraska. Gonna have to fix that camera. I think I'm gonna switch this over. We're getting some good lightning here downtown, so let's switch this over to. We'll switch this over to the Blackstone. There we go. Now we'll switch it over to the Blackstone. There we go. So as we're taking a live look outside, you see the rain falling again here in downtown Omaha. We're also seeing plenty of lightning out there as well, as we have another wave coming through essentially through the downtown area. But really just the eastern portion of the metro area, downtown, Council Bluffs, east of Papillion, the Bellevue area, again getting hit pretty good right now. But the western portion of the metro for now is dry, although we do have another cell that is coming up just south of Gretna right now. Let's gonna go ahead and pop this on. So as we come back out here to the triple box, I'm going to try and frame this a little better for you. Here you see the storms, Omaha, downtown Omaha and points south, down towards Bellevue. Go ahead and turn those lightning off. We're getting plenty of lightning now. So there you see the what we're seeing all the way from Macedonia west to Trainer, Council Bluffs, Omaha, and then points south, east of Papillion, really right along Interstate 29, and then again there you see Platteview Road south of Bellevue, just coming out of this stronger cell right here. And again, what we've really been seeing is some brief heavy downpours, a lot of lightning, and then also some small hail, pea-sized to marble-sized mostly, as we got multiple reports around the metro of several rounds of small hail tonight as these storms have moved through the area. I have not seen anybody comment in the stream recently that the sirens are still going off. Hopefully that problem has been fixed for the night, and hopefully they will be ready to go if need be tomorrow. But again, right now, another thunderstorm moving through the metro area, especially downtown and eastern portions of the metro right now. Only small hail is probably the biggest risk right now, but nothing in terms of hail that would cause any damage or dents or dings or anything like that. Just a little noise on the side of your house if it happens to start falling during the thunderstorm. Okay, let's back out here again and take a look at the wider loop. And there you see what we've been watching all night. The storm's largely staying east of the I-80 bend between Omaha and Lincoln. There are more storms to our south. Those will not come anywhere near us. But we've been monitoring the potential for additional development in the western portion of our viewing area here. We could still see that as we move through the morning hours closer to sunrise. But again, I'd say that the risk for severe weather beyond maybe non-severe hail, such as pea-sized, is diminishing quite rapidly as we're moving into the early morning hours. But again, wanted to get on here again and let you know about that update to the risk for later today. Again, not much change to the risk from the Storm Prediction Center issued just a short time ago, as again, the main concern is going to be timing and placement of the storm. We are going to be kind of on the initiation point of where things get going. And so that raises a lot of questions, because if things don't initiate, if thunderstorms don't begin to develop and get rooted into the air mass there early enough, we're not going to see that really happen in our area, in the metro area. If things get going between 3 and 5, we could have some problems. It would certainly impact the evening commute. But if things get going closer to dinner time or after, it's going to be to our east, and so we may be spared any significant issues. Still, though, the possibility is there. Some of the models are showing it happen, some of them are not, and we're really just at this point going to have to wait and see where the boundary is when storms begin to fire off. By all accounts, this boundary is going to be easy to keep track of, as it is a pretty sharp boundary. And we will certainly be here with you streaming tomorrow afternoon if need be when those storms develop. We could see a watch issued. That is certainly a possibility as well. But again, that would be for tomorrow afternoon into the evening. We do not expect a watch tonight. We do not, or this morning, I should say. We do not expect any organized severe weather. There's still the remote chance of a warning or two for hail, but so far all of the hail has been well below severe limits. So that is the good news. So again, right now, we'll take you back out live. If I can get my buttons in a row here, we'll take you back out live to First Alert Radar. There you see, again, Bellevue kind of getting the target placed on it all night tonight, as another potent cell there is shaping up. I don't believe we're going to see much in the way of hail with this, but just to check. Could be some pea-sized hail, just some faint traces there that we're seeing, so some small hail possible. Once again in Bellevue, we've heard multiple reports of multiple rounds of hail there, but again, all small, which is the good news, just kind of a noisy nuisance, as it were. But again, that is, I think, the bulk of what we're going to be dealing with tonight as the severe risk slowly begins to subside, as these storms continue to just exert a lot of the energy out of the atmosphere, at least for now. Again, things are going to recharge for tomorrow afternoon, and we're going to have to see if that leads to any significant severe weather in our area. It is a possibility, but again, not a great one. But we will have the First Alert team here with you all afternoon, and if need be, we will be back here streaming as well. We're going to go ahead and keep the stream going here for at least another hour or two and monitor conditions to see if anything else decides to pop up on us. But for now, we'll send you back to the radar, and we will come back in with updates as soon as we get them. We do expect some more updates tonight. We'll get some new model runs here in the next hour or so, and once we look at those, we will, unless we need to, we will pop back on and give you an update. So until then, I'm Nick Weig at the First Alert Center, and thank you for joining us on streaming.
Live from WOWT, this is a First Alert 6 weather day.
And good morning to your First Alert 6 weather day. I'm Nick Weig here at the Alert Desk with you. It is about 1:24 in the morning as we are watching and monitoring these thunderstorms that have been kind of plaguing the area through the late evening and early morning hours. The good news is not seeing a lot of redevelopment behind them, a little bit, but nothing as organized as what we saw earlier tonight with those stronger thunderstorms that produced some small hail earlier this evening. Let's go ahead and take you out now to live First Alert radar and take a look at what we're seeing right now. You can see some storms just east of Omaha right now, and then that main complex further to the east in southwest Iowa, south of I-80, and that is largely where it is setting up shop right now, stretching back towards Nebraska City and east of Beatrice. We were monitoring and still monitoring the potential for some redevelopment to the west, and we are seeing signs that is beginning to happen between Columbus and Fremont back towards Grand Island. If we switch radar sites here, we can get a look at that. As you see the sweep come through, we do have some more thunderstorms beginning to develop. We do expect these to move to the east-northeast, and hopefully they shouldn't be as strong as the storms that we saw a few hours ago, but still the potential there for some pretty vivid lightning and some downpours, as well as some small hail. But the risk of large damaging hail is decreasing, and that's the good news. Could still be a bit of a noisy night if you don't like that, but it looks like we're at least getting a pause right now, and hopefully that will continue as conditions have settled down for a little bit. And I think that's a good thing heading into the rest of the day. About an hour ago, we showed you the latest outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. It hadn't changed much, but it did change a little bit, and we're going to talk about that here. First, let's back things out here and take a look at the larger area here on First Alert radar. As you can see, the mass that has been pushing through the area is now making its way into Iowa, pushing into eastern Iowa. There are some more thunderstorms to our south now. But those are not going to be entering our area. The one concern we have for the rest of the morning is any redevelopment to our west. We could see that, but ideally much of that is going to miss us to the north. So we don't expect any major severe weather outbreaks over the next few hours. Could see a strong thunderstorm or two producing some small hail, but that is about it. Then the question turns to, when does this clear out and the atmosphere, if it does, get a chance to destabilize once again, kind of recharge before the threat of severe weather in the afternoon? Well, the easiest answer to that is it's still up in the air, but I would say that the concern is growing. In terms of the timing, I think that's the big thing right now, is the timing. So this is the risk updated by the Storm Prediction Center just about an hour ago. And if we zoom in a little closer on our area, you can see, as we showed you, that Omaha, Lincoln, up to Des Moines, including Atlantic, Harlan, Denison, up to Carroll, in that slight or isolated risk for severe weather, where there is a chance that we could see some scattered severe thunderstorms. Again, as you see, we're on the western side of this. If we zoom out here, the western side of this greater threat that you see stretching all the way down to Texas. And so we're kind of on this northwest fringe of it. And so that's where the timing component comes into all of this. We're going to see an atmosphere trying to recharge tomorrow if the clouds can clear out and really destabilize things. And then we have to see thunderstorms initiate. And the question about that is when. If the storms, some models are indicating that they could begin developing as early as 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. If that were to happen, that would increase the risk for all modes of severe weather here in the Omaha metro area. If initiation holds off until, say, 6-7 o'clock at night, it's probably going to be past us already, and we may only see some scattered thunderstorms. So this risk is really contingent on the timing of initiation of the thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. The closer we are to 3 o'clock, the greater the threat is going to be. Once we start passing 4 o'clock, that risk is going to begin to subside. But once those storms do fire, if they do fire in our area, there's a good chance that some of them could be severe. And so that's what we're going to be monitoring. Let me see if I can get... This is specifically the tornado risk for tomorrow. And you do see there is a very minimal marginal risk for Omaha. And then further to the southeast portion of our viewing area, there is a slight or a risk for a few tornadoes, and that is something we're going to be monitoring. There are going to be good conditions for tornadic development, but again, it's that timing and how things develop. If things kind of congeal into a long line of thunderstorms, that may reduce the tornado risk a bit and may become more of a straight line wind event. But if you get what we call those discrete supercells, where you see kind of thunderstorm clusters out on their own, kind of independent of a line of storms, that's where you get a greater concern for tornadic development. And so that's what we're going to be watching, especially in those initial stages of development, if it happens in our area. So that is what we're going to be watching out for. Let's switch over. This is the wind risk, not much different than the tornado risk, as you can see, and then the hail risk, a little bit more significant. And so this is what we're going to probably be focused on beyond wind, is this more enhanced or scattered risk for large hail, especially south of Omaha, areas south of Creston to Red Oak, Shenandoah, Nebraska City, and east of Beatrice. So that is the latest on the risk for tomorrow. And I think for tonight, we don't expect to see much more in the way of severe weather. Again, this is the risk for Saturday. No risk, as things are going to be cooling off quite a bit on the backside of the storm system. No watches in our area. In fact, I don't believe we do have just the limited thunderstorm watch kind of riding out its time in the Wichita area, but we don't expect any watches early this morning. We certainly don't expect any more hail. The hail cores out there have kind of subsided quite a bit from earlier in the evening, and then no additional hail reports other than the one in northern Kansas late last night. So let's take a look real quickly here at some of the threats we're looking at for tomorrow, or I'm sorry, for this afternoon. It's after midnight now, I got to remember that. So again, a low risk for tornadoes possible after 4 o'clock, especially areas east and south of Omaha. Again, if storms don't really develop until after, say, 6 o'clock, that threat is going to be cut down significantly. Slightly higher risk for strong damaging winds and large hail. We could see hail up to the size of golf balls, and again, we could see wind gusts in excess of 60, maybe even 70 miles per hour in some of the strongest storms. So this is kind of a low-end severe weather event for us, and the good news is, even if it does develop in our area and become severe, it will push out, hopefully, relatively quickly, and it will be out of here before we get into the late evening hours. That's the good news, and I think we'll certainly all take that. So again, one more time, here's a live look at First Alert radar. We're going to continue to keep this up and monitor these little pockets of development to our west. So we'll keep things going here for at least a half an hour. Just need to check real quick and see. I don't believe we have any more questions in the chats, as things have really quieted down, and hopefully that means many of you are finally able to get some sleep. That certainly would be ideal. So we will keep things going here for a half an hour in case anything else develops, and then we will wrap things up and get ready for potentially another round tomorrow afternoon. So again, I want to thank everyone who's been joining us and who's been keeping tabs on the radar with us. Hopefully you've found it helpful. If you're just trying to find out what's going on, if you're stuck awake or you have to be awake for whatever reason, that this is giving you a resource to kind of keep tabs on what's going on. So again, we'll leave the radar up here a little bit longer, and then we will call it a night or a morning, that for that matter, and we will be back with you in the afternoon if conditions warrant additional coverage. So until then, thanks for joining us. I'm Nick Weig from the Alert Desk.